Hello everyone, this is my 6-string ukulele by Luna. Some people call this type of instrument a guitarlele, but Luna calls it a 6-string ukulele. So the way these instruments came to be, this instrument is essentially like a ukulele, that as you know, ukuleles are 4 strings, and this is basically that, but with 6 strings, and it's tuned just like a guitar, only higher pitched, like if you put a capo in the guitar in the 5th fret. And I believe the way they came to be was, well, guitar players liked it, wanted to have the ukulele snappy, high-pitched sound, and didn't want to relearn the instrument, relearn the chords and everything. So somebody just made for them an instrument that is basically a ukulele. It's smaller, it's thinner, it's lighter than a guitar, just like a ukulele, but has the 6 strings, and the tuning is just like a guitar, so you can use your same chords and your same everything. Now there is a beautifully interesting thing about ukuleles. 6-string ukuleles, and that thing that I want to mention is there is also an instrument. This a typical Latin American instrument called the requinto, and what the requinto is well, essentially the same. It's a guitar that is smaller, and it's tuned exactly like that, with like a guitar with a capo at the 5th fret. The reason they exist is because, well, trios and typical Latin American music from the last century and the 19th century, well, they wanted a guitar that could solo with an accompaniment, or with background music from regular guitars. And they designed this guitar, which is smaller, higher pitched, and is more effective for solos. Requinto is actually tougher, it's thicker, it's like stronger, has a fuller voice, but in every other way is essentially the same as a 6-string ukulele. And for me, it's just fascinating how two very different cultures, like the Latin American culture, Mexican culture actually, more specifically, and the Polynesian culture, developed essentially the same instrument through two very different evolutionary paths. It's just like how bats and birds both accomplish flight by two completely different evolutionary paths, or two very different ways. So this instrument here, I got it very cheap, and you can see why. It's missing 2 tuning keys. So it was very cheap, extremely cheap at Palacio de Hierro, and I thought, well, I can fix that. That shouldn't be a problem. So I just got it. I adopted it, took it home, and it actually proved to be much more difficult than I thought, because it was very hard for me to just find the right tuning machines. I believe I couldn't find a standard for tuning machines. The tuning post, this tuning peg, this height here, was always different, so it cannot be too short, or you won't be able to put the string through, and if it's too high, the angle will not be correct, and the string will buzz. And let alone the fact that you don't want to drill extra holes on the back, so the holes have to be in exactly the same position. So it was just impossible. So one day I just thought, well, perhaps they can find just the buttons. So I gave it a shot at Amazon, and Amazon didn't let me down. I actually show you. I ordered the buttons from some, those sites, some you are really not sure where you are ordering from. It said it was going to take like 2 months to get for those buttons to get home and to get to my home, and actually it was much shorter. It only took like 2 weeks, and those were very cheap also in Amazon. I just put tuning peg buttons, and here they are. So I'm going to be installing these buttons in my ukulele. I'm gonna string it. I broke one string, so I got new strings for it. I got nylon Ernie Ball strings, clear unworn strings. So I'm gonna install the buttons, string it, and then we'll see. So I have installed 3 of the buttons. Just a quick note here: the buttons come each with a flat plastic washer, split metal washer, and the bolt. And the way you install them is the flat washer goes first on the tuning machine, then the split washer, then the bolt. Oh, I'm sorry, then the button and the bolt. The reason for that is you want the split washer to press against the flat washer and create tension that will keep the bolt tightened. It's interesting how this thing is strong. This is a typical stringing technique for nylon guitar, nylon classical guitar, but these guys at Luna, I mean, these are the original strings. They actually catch it, the lower string tail of the knot you make at the bridge in the next string knot. So I'm not sure I'm going to be able to replicate that. Let's see how it goes. So when I got the ukulele from the department store, they had put a big discount sticker here, and as you can see there is some residue. So I was not sure about doing this, but the way I remove glue this residue is with WD-40, and I would not hesitate if this was gloss finish, but this being flat, I'm not sure, or I was not sure. I already tried it and didn't go so bad, so I'm gonna do it first in a cloth, right? Then I'm going to try to rub it out. Right. So WD-40 is basically mineral oil, and I guess let's see. So I'll try to rub it off, and yeah, worked like a charm. Let's do a little bit of clean and conditioning of the fretboard with lemon oil. In this case, I am not going to rub or polish anything with the steel wool. It's relatively okay. The frets are relatively clean and shiny. So I'm just going to use mineral oil to clean the fretboard, because there is some gunk already on it, and it feels a little dry. I'm gonna put some mineral oil in it, lemon oil, and I leave it there for half a minute. Then I'll clean it. So I oiled the top a little bit, and I mean, is this thing pretty? Look at that figure move. There's a lot of depth, a lot of dynamics. Look at the back. I mean, it's really outstanding. It's a very beautiful instrument. These are the strings I am going to use. These are Ernie Ball's classical nylon strings. The brand name for the strings is Ernesto Pala. That's of course a play on Ernie Ball's name. Ernesto is Ernie in Spanish, and Pala is bola or ball in Italian. So I didn't know Ernie Ball made classical nylon strings. They are famous for their slinkies, but I'm gonna use them for my ukulele. 180 pesos in Amazon. So this is the final result. It's ready, it's stringed. There you are. Those are the tuning keys, ready fixed. I think they look pretty good. It's plastic, but like percent plastic. Looks like some type of exotic wood or something. I think they look good. And I'm gonna upload a video separately. If I can find how, I will include the link in this video. And we're gonna play some song there with this instrument.